Why won't you sign it?
Let me explain something to you about business, since, as usual, you're turning this into something about yourself. No contract means I have all the power. They want me, but they can't have me.
You're right.
I need to calm down. Who is he visiting? Is this Charles Whitmore?
Wake up, Charles.
Ooh. I'm about to give this man a knife. It's about to be a bloody birthday. Yeah.
Are you ready?
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to some more Lost. Anyways, we're jumping in to some more of Lost, man. I am loving watching this show. So much to talk about, you know, in general of watching this show, just having the perspective of seeing these characters just go about their day and experiencing this. And I do apologize for suspecting Anna, you know what I'm saying, after I've come to, you know what I mean, I do apologize for suspecting her. I mean, it did kind of look like the writers chose to do that because they know that's where the audience did, you know, we as the audience was a part of the long con. Okay, let's just put it like that. We were a part of the long con as well. We got conned as well because I certainly did think it was Anna. The way how they shot her scenes, the way how they made it look like she was the guilty one in every single facet of the way. I did not apologize in the review that I did, so I'm apologizing here in the intro of the next episode. Okay, so I do apologize to Anna. Anna's a good girl. She's not that type of lady. I thought she was kind of doing that to prove a point, to get people scared to join so they can join the army. What is going to happen for this army situation now? Like, are they gonna still train? Because they do still need to train them with stakes, whatever, you know, let them learn how to build weapons out of sticks, you know, something, spears, you know what I'm saying? They could build some spears, you know what I'm saying? They could find some loose metal, whatever the situation is. Doesn't have to be guns, but yeah, other people have guns, I get it. Not gonna really matter. But, you know what I'm saying? But I still think they need some sort of training though. I mean, not everybody is gonna be on the up and up, you know, of doing this, but I still think that they do need to learn how to protect themselves, at least learn how to hide or something like that. Some sort of training. I still believe that they should go through that. But in any case, guys, if you want to see more episodes of Lost and you can't wait for the episodes to come out on YouTube, because I'm only doing like 2 episodes per week on YouTube. If you want to watch ahead, as we get through this series, make sure you go check out the Patreon. Link is down in the description. By the time you're watching this episode, God knows where we're going to be on Patreon by the time you see season 2, because it's going to take us at least 10 weeks to get through season 1. I hate to say it. I wish I could put out more episodes on YouTube, but I want to make sure every show gets enough love on the channel. Now that I'm even not doing, you know, anime that so much, especially with a lot of shows coming back in October as well. We got The Walking Dead coming back. Wow, we got about 3 more episodes or 4 more episodes of House of the Dragon to do. We got a bunch of stuff. Bleach is coming back this month as well. It's crazy. October is going to be nuts on the channel. So at this point, I can't even consider adding another episode to the week of Lost at this point. So it is what it is. If you want to watch Lost, don't want any interruptions, the reviews and the episodes are there. Full reactions available on the Patreon. Okay, so go check it out. Anyways, let's jump into the reaction. I will see you guys for the review. Episode is louder than usual. I don't know what happened.
Get the hell down! I said, who's in charge? Somebody better tell him to stop, or God help me, he's dead.
They don't understand, Sergeant.
They understand. Listen up. You in charge?
No, I am not.
Who is?
There is no commanding officer here. He left 2 hours ago for Vahila.
Pacelli here says you speak English. You ever do any translating?
Formally, no.
Hell. In fact, you know what formally means. We're good. In the sector 2 days ago, the sources tell us the pilot was captured. It's very important that we get this pilot back. We know he was taken to the local Republican Guard intelligence commander, a man named Tariq.
He was our commanding officer.
You know where he is?
When the bombing started, he fled to Hilla.
Welcome to Hilla.
Where's Jack?
Why?
There. See?
Oh, that's
Go back, I'll deal with this.
What?
What are you doing here, Danielle?
Looking for you.
You said you were looking for me. What was your plan? To hide in the woods, hoping I would pass you by?
dick.
We need to keep moving.
Not until you tell me where we're moving to.
Trust me. This place I'm taking you to. There is something that will help you. Something important. If I'm lying, it's yours to use. Not far.
And out in the jungle, that gun look pristine as hell.
Ask him where he took the pilot.
That look like a brand new gun.
Tell him we get our man back safe and sound, he goes free. What's he saying?
He says
Oh,
he
so
does
I
not
should.
know. I am sorry. He does not know.
Guards. Lock him back up.
What is that for, Danielle?
She just builds a crossbow. She's pretty handy.
Please, help me.
Who is that?
Them.
I have no idea what she's talking about.
She is one of them.
How long has he been up there?
I mean, he is one of them.
Please just cut me down. My name is Henry Gale. I'm from Minnesota. Thank you.
You're making a serious mistake.
It's okay. It's okay. You're all right. You're all right. No. Wait. Danielle, don't!
Hey! Yo, Danielle don't play. She don't trust nobody, bro. Why is he looking? Did he die?
You could have killed him.
If you wanted to kill him, I would have killed him. Tie him up. You should take him to a doctor. He's no good to your dead.
And then what?
You talk to him, Sayid. But know this. He will lie. For a long time, he will lie.
We need Danielle, man. We need Danielle in the camp, bro. Like, on some real junk. Like, we need Danielle in the camp. Like, oh no, not this guy.
I want to talk to you about your buddy.
What's his name again? I can never remember his name. They kind of still look the same too.
Chemical Warfare Battalion in the north.
It's the guy that was in
Personal supervisor use of sarin gas on this village. You had relatives in that village, didn't you, Sayid? So you know what sarin gas does. Loyalty is a virtue. But I'm questioning loyalty. I don't think that's you. All we want is our pilot back. so we can send him home to his family. That's why you're gonna have to make him talk to you.
Ah. Why they put that on him though?
Minnesota, huh?
That's the question, isn't it? We're going to take it out, but first I want you to relax. How did you get to this island?
A balloon. We were trying to cross the Pacific.
A balloon. And if you don't get your
wife, where is
balloon
she?
ass out of here.
We were staying in a cave off the beach.
That shit's not believable. A balloon? Really? Just happened to crash on this island?
What the hell's going on here?
She believes he's an other.
An other what?
You shot him with an arrow?
Do I have a bow?
You should let Jack treat him first, then we'll get our answers.
Jack, do not untie him.
He's lying.
So what do you think?
What do you think, John?
I think he's pretty convincing. The real problem is there's no way we can be sure he's telling the truth.
That is not necessarily true.
If you're angry, looking for someone to punish,
Why would I need to punish anyone? I want the truth. And I think we both know that Jack will have issues with what must be done in order to get it.
panic. Yeah? Well, where do you think we should put him?
I say we put him in the armory. Secure.
Okay. For now.
Hey, if you're not with our group, I mean, he's saying that him and his wife was flying in some balloon. Yeah, I mean, like, that's so far-fetched, bro. You're just flying in a balloon over the open ocean. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's actually kind of nuts.
Hey, what the hell are you doing?
What needs to be done?
هاي كيلواتهم الجديدة. أنت راح تعذبني.
Oh, we gonna torture you, buddy. And so I could get to the fingers. Ooh.
أنت ما راح تتدرب تقولي. أنت راح تتبع أوامري مثل أوامر الضابط.
Oh, really?
انت تريدني ان اقتل نفسي. المعلومات مش مهمة لك.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's on now. It's on now.
The pilot was executed 2 days ago. He's buried in a field 4 kilometers from here. I can take you there.
Sayid, open the door! Sayid, answer me!
Jack, you were raising an army.
What?
And why you didn't ask me to help, well, that's your business, but there's only one reason to raise an army, Jack. And that's because we're at war.
What if he's telling the truth, John?
What if he's not?
I don't know. Maybe this guy's like former
Get up.
military and he can withstand some torture. Who knows?
What's happening? On the north shore of the island?
How far from this beach to where you were captured?
I don't know.
How many days walk?
Two days.
Why did you stay on the beach for so long?
Why wouldn't we? We wanted to make sure we'd be spotted. Look, whatever you think I am, I'm not.
Your wife. What is her maiden name?
Murphy.
Where did you meet her?
University of Minnesota.
How did she die?
She got sick.
Of
She
you?
got sick.
And your
It
lies.
started as a fever.
It's not convincing
I
Sayid.
don't know why
though.
you're asking me all these questions. I don't know why you're treating me this way.
I was a good man. I was a soldier. And when they left, I was something different. I did things I wish I could erase from my memory. Things which I never taught myself to be capable of.
Pain
There
is a great
part of me which
motivator.
was always capable. You want to know who I am? My name is Sayid Jarrah. And I am a torturer. Tell me about this balloon.
What?
This balloon that brought you here with your wife. Tell me about it.
What do you want to know? And when she's up in the air, 550,000 cubic feet of helium and 100,000 of hot air keep her up.
Why would you travel in that way?
Because I was rich, because it was my dream.
What did you do to become so rich?
I sold my company.
What kind of company?
Mining.
What did you mine?
We mine non-metallic minerals.
Where is she buried?
What?
Listen to me. You said you buried your wife. Tell me where.
What are you? Where? In the jungle. By the balloon in the jungle. I don't remember.
You would remember. You would remember how deep. You would remember every shovelful, every moment. You would remember what
It's
it
getting
felt
kind
like
of
to place
personal.
her body inside. You would remember if it were true.
Did you lose someone here on the island? Did you lose someone too? What happened to her?
Don't fall for it, Sayid. I don't trust this dude.
This is all a mistake. Slow down here, okay? Hurting me isn't gonna bring her back.
You know what I lost! Tell me the truth! Sayid!
Sayid is going off the rails right now, bro.
Open it now,
Jack, this has to happen. Let go of me,
Or
Jack.
what? You want to push the button? Open the door.
You would risk everyone's lives.
You talked me into pushing that button once, John. But it's yours now. You're the one who won't risk it. You. Me? I don't think anything's gonna happen when we get down to zero.
Jack.
You wanna see what's gonna happen?
Let's just see. I want to see what happens.
You think I'm stupid? You open it.
Oh no! He didn't get it in time. What is that? A missile symbol? What the hell?
He is one of them.
Yeah? Did he tell you that?
No,
Then how do you know?
because I know. He is one of them.
He is.
What?
He is one of them. The Rousseau. We're all others.
But thanks. That look.
It's over. We're pulling out, not going to Baghdad. So your man Saddam gets to stay in power, which means you, in all likelihood, will remain in his employ.
What you made me do, no human being should ever have to do to another.
صاحبنا الهلال رأيكم في تشي تعرفون وهسا تعرفون. Good luck to you, Sayid. Bus fare back to Ramadi.
Again with the bad CGI background.
Jack asked me how I knew. Knew for sure that this man was lying. I know because I feel no guilt for what I did to him. But there is no way I can ever explain that to Jack or even Locke. Because both of them have forgotten. Forgotten? What? That you were strung up by your neck and left for dead? Are merciless. And can take any one of us whenever they choose. So tell me, Charlie. Have you forgotten?
Now we got someone from the others, because I still don't believe what he's talking about, his damn balloon and wife story. And it's true what Sayid is saying. It's just like, you bury your wife, you can't even tell me how long it took you to bury her, anything like that. You can't give me no information, nothing about that situation. Do you know how hard that must have been if it actually happened for you to be out here on the island, die? She died of some mysterious sickness. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't just, I mean, it's a possibility, but to die in days, like, what's on the other side of the island? SARS? What? Like, what's over there for her? Unless she was sick coming in, you know what I'm saying? That's totally different. But for you to catch some sort of fever and in days it kills you, like, it has to be some, you know what I'm saying, some of the rarest disease ever. And they are still, don't get me wrong, because, you know, back in the day, before what medical technology advancement has been, you know, back in the day, like way back, you know, people used to die of, you know, flu used to be killing people. So, but I mean, within days, depends on, you know, how strong your immune system is. So, huge difference. But at the end of the day, this story just doesn't sound believable. Not to me. If he is telling the truth, then it will be revealed in the show. But for now, I'm still extremely skeptical of this guy. Like, and that look he gave Sayid when Jack pulled him off of him, yeah, that look right there is saying, yeah, yeah, I withstood that shit and you still didn't get nothing, bitch. Get you know what I mean? So it's that look where it's like, I got you, I got him. Yeah, I mean, they're gonna start trusting me now. Yeah. But one of the things that that I liked about this episode was that it didn't pull any punches when it comes on to what was being done and the backstory of Sayid, as well as how, you know, how he became a torturer, what forced him into becoming that thing that he wished he never had to use again. And the guy told him there at the end, it's like, dude, you know what I'm saying, one day you're gonna want these skills, and you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be glad that you have them, because you know, so you know, someday you're gonna want something. This is a very interesting dynamic, because I know he was the focus of this episode. So we didn't really see anybody other than Hugo and Sawyer, other than Jack, John, and Sayid, and this dude. So, and of course Danielle came back for a little bit there at the beginning of the episode. So I think Jack needs to be, I know the thing about Jack, as I said, very straightforward character. If I was to guess before how Jack was going to respond to this situation, is exactly how I expect him to act. Because as a doctor, you know what I'm saying, for the most part, you're expected to be or have the type of personality that Jack have. You don't discriminate. You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Jack still acts like he gotta hold up the Hippocratic oath. So he has to keep, you know what I'm saying? He has to keep that persona that, you know, I expected him to act the way how he acted, which is to protect the person. And, you know, even though you don't know who they are and what they're up to, he still got that trust level. It's like innocent until proven guilty. You know what I mean? I still think that Jack needs to be a little bit more cautious, because in some ways he's like a walking contradiction when it comes on to certain things. Because at one point he's like, yo, let's train for war, but then on the other point of it, you're like, well, we're not, you know what I'm saying, we're not going to go that far. And totally understandable. But as John explains to him, it's like, yo, this is a part of it. I'm not an advocate for, you know what I'm saying? I'm not an advocate for torturing people. Like, no. But, you know what I'm saying? I can understand in extreme situations, you know, depending on I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I think torture, I don't think people should be tortured, and that's the reason why, you know what I'm saying, the UN is completely against it in whatever capacity, whatever, even though it still happens. You know what I'm saying? When the whole waterboarding thing came out and people were like, oh, I'm appalled, this shit was probably going on for decades, and you know, nobody just didn't know about it until this reporter decided to write about what he experienced, and you know, outed the whole thing. And you know, everybody was up in arms. Why are these prisoners getting waterboarded? You know what I'm saying? Is, you know, everything came out post 9/11 and all this other stuff. Don't want to get into all of that, but you get the point. I'm not an advocate for torture. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the idea, you know, of another human suffering at another human's hands, regardless of what side you're on, regardless if you're law enforcement or not. It just doesn't serve any purpose. What if it's somebody that can really withstand that shit and somebody that's really bad, right? And you just decide, you know, I'd rather die than give you any kind of information, right? And then you're just gonna torture the person for no reason. What do? Ask for forgiveness? What? You know what I'm saying? Suppose you are torturing somebody that's a good person that never did anything to anybody, and they still just not give up information, or rather they just don't know, and they're telling you they don't know, and you're continuously torturing them. Like, you do ask for forgiveness, it just doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that torturing somebody won't help them or motivate them to tell the truth, but you know, it's a toss-up. And that's the reason why, you know, just don't do it, because it's a toss-up. You don't really know for sure. Yes, you can probably, you know, have some sort of body language expert or whatever the situation telling somebody's telling the truth, or they're still lying to you or whatever, or maybe they just don't want to give you the information. And you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, what do you actually accomplish if you don't get the information that you want? You know what I'm saying? Even if they give you a hint, what are you gonna do? Come back and torture them again for the rest of the information? You know what I mean? So it's just weird to me that that's the length that some people will go, even in the disgrace of the military that was doing that back in the, I don't know, they probably still doing that shit, who knows. But at the end of the day, it's like it's inhumane, you know what I mean? So I understand where Sayid is coming from, and yeah, I'm saying to get this information. I'm not saying he's right for doing this. At the very least, he knows who he is and why he's doing it. He doesn't take pleasure in doing it, and it's very obvious that he doesn't. Jack, of course, he's a doctor, you know, protector of lives, if you want to call it that. He tries to save lives. That's his persona. You know what I'm saying? Even though in some ways, if push come to shove, you know what I'm saying, if it's a situation where he has to defend, he has no problem in defending other people, protecting the people that he believes to be a part of his community. He has no problem protecting them. You know what I mean? It always astounds me in situations like this, because of course it's a show, so you have to create some sort of conflict to keep people coming back to watch, right? You have to create that kind of conflict in your storyline, because if everybody's just great people, we're all good people, let's just try to survive until somebody rescues it, was just on our journey. They could have made this show about that and not have any mysteries, no conflict, no nothing. It's just like, oh, we found the people at the back of the plane, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, let's try to figure out how to get off this island, man. Let's build a bigger boat or something of the sort. But that's not as interesting as what we're watching now. So of course you could make a story about it, you can make a TV show about that, but it wouldn't be as interesting. It's just gonna be some sort of reality show of some sort. So you can't go that route. It just doesn't work. You know what I mean? So So this was a great episode, man. Hopefully whoever this dude is, you know, they figure it out sooner than later. I think it's going to be later that they find out, after this dude done some crazy stuff. You go stealing the food, it's a big deal, but I didn't like the idea of putting the fat guy in charge of the food. Like, that was such a dumb decision by Jack in general. But I guess because we trust Hugo, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? No. You know, I knew that at some point it's a possibility that this would happen, because he's the one in charge of making sure that the food, you know, keeping account for the food. Is him and what's her name? Rose, I think is her name, is in charge of the food. And he just asks Rose for help. So I don't think Rose is really, you know, like that. But pretty cool stuff, man. Pretty cool stuff. This episode, things are going to get really crazy, because now it seems like they have somebody that's infiltrating their ranks again. And now they come with a different approach, right? They didn't just show up with some crazy story or whatever the situation. Now we have to be cautious. We got to remember that that dude that came in, you know, took Claire, took Charlie, and all of this other stuff. Like, we got to remember what happened with that dude, man. Like, we got to remember. We can't forget. And that's the reason why Sayid is kind of like reaching out to Charlie and be like, yo, I hope you didn't forget what happened to you and all of that stuff. You know what I mean? So we got to protect ourselves. And Sayid is more serious about it, not only because, you know, the paranoia that happens that caused even Shannon to get shot and all this other stuff. Like, it's getting crazy around here. So they need to be a lot more cautious. And I'm completely in agreement with him. The torturing thing, I feel like they probably could have gotten that information and try another way. Maybe watch him closely. I don't know. You know what I mean? They could probably make sure that he's never alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that could curtail, you know, and try to, whatever he's planning or stuff, like, make sure he never goes anywhere alone, stuff like that. Make sure somebody's always watching him or keeping an eye on him, whatever the situation is. In any case, I digress. You tell me what you think. You know, in the comment section, of course. Leave a like. I'll catch you guys for the next one, man. Peace.